All right, we're back. It is 2026 now. How we all doing? We doing
Sick.
okay?
What a year. What a year it's been.
What a year it's been already. Yeah. It's been quite a year. So I was in the UK for like Christmas, New Year's, all that, my birthday as well. And the day we were flying back is the day like I checked the news, right? And cuz the UK is like 5 hours behind East Coast time in the US. Everyone was asleep when like the Venezuela stuff went down, and I was like reading it in real time, and I was just like, this is scary, like being outside the country, about to
Yeah.
fly into the country when there's like an active situation like that happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty surreal. It was a weird end to the trip.
Yeah.
I will say that.
What a year.
But the trip itself was very fun. How about you guys? You guys do anything fun for Christmas, New Year's?
Christmas, I went to Charleston to visit family.
Mm-hmm.
That was fine. Charleston
Yeah.
is Charleston. It is what it is. And then New Year's, caught up on Stranger Things. I finally have like
Still got to watch that.
You don't have to, but
Oh, yeah.
But I finally have like some friends in Pittsburgh and in the building and everything, and all of them were like either out of town or like hanging with friends that were visiting from out of town or something. I couldn't find anybody who wanted, like, we have a ball drop in Pittsburgh and everything, and nobody wanted to go. And so I made a point to stay up until midnight, but I didn't even go out of my house.
No, I didn't. I didn't see any.
What did I even do?
I only saw fireworks from my cousin's house. I didn't even like make an effort to really do anything. But
Yeah, it's weird. I can usually see fireworks from in here. Like there's a big window behind you where the listener is sitting, and usually I can see Sharpsburg's fireworks, but I don't remember seeing any on.
dude, one thing I learned though, the UK loves fireworks like a lot. Fireworks were going on several days before, during, and after New Year's, and I was just like, all right, enough is enough. You don't need that many fireworks.
I've had it. I'm over it.
But what about you, Mike?
I didn't. I mean, I worked New Year's Eve and ended up having to drive through that snowstorm that came through.
Oh yeah,
So I
there was
didn't
a
get
snowstorm?
home until like slightly after midnight. So
The snowstorm was eventful.
didn't really do anything. Next day I went down to my girlfriend's though and spent the night there. So I mean, that's something.
I was kind of
Yeah.
risking it. You were about to hear from me, Mike. I was risking it coming back from Charleston. My bus, like, Pennsylvania shut down the interstate to commercial vehicles because the storm was so bad.
Oh, that
Any
bad,
commercial
huh?
vehicle without chains, so the buses couldn't run. And I was like, oh, am I going to be stuck in Morgantown? And I was like, okay, well, I'll message Ed. Ed was sick. And I was like, well, if Ed is sick, Mike should probably be sick too because you were at the same place. So I'm like trying to figure out, like, if I get stuck in Morgantown, like, who am I going to call? But fortunately,
I
my
was
bus stayed
sick.
on.
I was sick before New Year's.
Oh, so you got Ed
Like
sick.
Dude,
Or no, this
there's
was
something-
before New Year's.
last
This was
Saturday I got sick.
This was the 26th. This was the day after Christmas.
26th. Oh, I wasn't sick yet.
Dude, almost
I might have gotten sick.
everyone I know,
from there.
including myself, has been sick over the past month or so.
Could not be me.
I'm
built
I'm
different.
still getting over mine. It was bad. Whatever I got was rough.
I did have a brief tummy ache yesterday.
Like, I was pretty sick coming back from Vegas, and I still feel like I've never 100% recovered from whatever that was.
Long COVID.
Maybe. It honestly could be.
COVID.
Yeah.
Long.
Hopefully it's not
COVID.
like lifelong,
I think it is.
which it
Yeah.
could be. Oh, well.
Yeah, you'll
Rip
have
to
it
me, I guess.
forever.
Like, even right now, I have a pretty sore throat. It's not fun.
That's tough.
I didn't even get a sore throat this round of sickness. It was just all like upper respiratory congestion and everything.
Could not be me. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how weird that is that I don't get a sore throat with a cold? I just got nauseous. I couldn't eat.
Yeah, I'm an upset tummy guy. Nothing else ever happens to me.
Yeah.
Dude, that happened to me, and it was the worst. It
I
was the
remember.
absolute worst.
You got
yeah,
the
yeah,
end of
yeah.
thesis. That was
Right, yeah.
Our biggest
Actually,
episode
that
of the
happened
year.
the day we recorded the last episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was you just said to come in and it's like, yeah.
And
I
it was
just
still going, dude.
completely-
It was still going into like the first, second day of my trip.
That's crazy.
was just
you.
wild.
I can't
Oh
believe
my
you traveled
God.
like that.
Oh yeah, it was
My
bad.
ass. You would not catch me boarding a plane if I thought I had to poop on the plane. Like, there's no.
Oh,
my
I didn't.
God.
I didn't poop on the plane. Like, I'd rather I don't know. I would rather probably die than poop on a plane.
See, that's funny because I do.
I
think
do have like a fear of. It's not a fear, but like I do have an aversion of like pooping in public toilets.
I don't like
think
it.
It's very normal.
But I did. I did poop at the Vatican while we were there. I did.
Oh, are you sure that's not like a power play kind of?
Well, it was. It did feel like poop. But you know what's crazy?
poop.
No seats on the toilets there. Had to hover.
Oh, was it a squat situation?
No, it was a normal toilet, but they just don't put seats on them because they don't want you pooping there. And it's like you can't stop me. Like I
that's
hovered.
crazy.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
it was gonna be a problem. Like
No, I don't know. Like there was a period of time where I was so averse, and I don't think I've ever said this out loud before, but I'm about to, and put it on the internet. So like band camp. I was in band in high school, right?
yeah,
My first year, I think it was my freshman year of band camp. We shared a cabin with like all the other boys, right? So there was like 10 boys, one
no.
bathroom kind of situation. I did not poop the whole week.
no, that's
Did
so
not do
bad
it.
for
No
you.
way.
I just didn't. Nope, I did not do it.
That
And it was a very active
yeah.
week too, right? We're like marching. We're like several miles every day.
I couldn't.
That's
out-
actually
out in the
really
hot
common, though.
sun.
That's something.
Yeah,
I
so-
worked at a camp, and we had to remind the campers of the health consequences of not pooping for a week because
Yeah,
they are
it was
significant.
Disgusting. Yeah, I'll never do that again. And like obviously my bowel movements have gotten a lot better since then, and my fear of public toilets isn't that great, right? Like if I haven't pooped for a couple days, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I was built different back then, I suppose, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
working
it's
from home has
crazy.
killed it for me. I'm not even talking about pooping, but I used to be able to hold it if I had to pee, and I like maybe half an hour now, but like I'm not holding it for an hour. When I was in high school, I remember like having to pee in first period, and I'd be like, I can make it until I get home. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
I could not do that now. Now that I work from home, it's like, oh, I have to pee. Better go do it like right now.
Plus, the older
Yeah, I
you
gotta go
get, like
pee.
the less good you are at
Yeah,
holding
it's also
all that.
horrible for you. You're not supposed to do that.
It is. It's
Like,
it's very, very bad for you. I probably like lost a few years of my life that week at band camp.
worth it though, right?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it's worth it. See, it's crazy that I like know a bunch of people who will be like, yeah, I only poop once a week. I'm like, what's wrong with
I
you?
dated
That's
a
so
girl
bad,
like that.
dude.
Do you eat food? Is this a thing
Dude,
that you do?
dude, people are just walking around with messed up guts. Like,
They
and
are.
this
They're
is coming from a
crazy.
guy with celiac
Especially with the
disease.
American diet, the
Like-
normal American diet.
I'm no stranger to some tummy trouble, right? But like, people are walking
No, I'm
around
not
with some
either.
messed up guts. Like, go to a doctor.
I have a very
Well,
I have
it's
a
America, but-
very sensitive gut. You know, like if something upsets my stomach, I'm pooping. It's happening whether or not I want it to or not. It's happening.
Ugh.
Drink the wrong thing at work, and it's time. Sorry.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, welcome
Happy New
to
Year.
Game Talk in 2026, everyone.
Talk in 2026.
Hey, and welcome back to Game Talk. I'm your host, Emmett Beyond. Today I'm joined by Connor
Hey guys.
and Mike.
Hello.
And welcome to 2026. Already one hell of a year. And today we're not going to necessarily be talking about good news, although it could be maybe, depending on how you look at it. We're going to get into it a bit. But the news of the hour, I think, is the RAM situation. So for those who are kind of out of the loop here, let me just give a quick summary of it, and then we can start getting into it. Basically, mid 2025, late 2025, going into 2026, and for the foreseeable future, all the manufacturers of RAM are selling their stock to AI companies, so they can use the RAM for their AI data centers to power their AI chatbots, what have you, their agents. So this RAM is being bought
Oh
in
my
bulk
God.
by these companies, and that is creating a RAM shortage situation in which consumer electronics are going to have to pay the price for RAM, right? So what does that mean? So there is less RAM to go around because they're selling to AI for things like smartphones, tablets, video game consoles, PCs, laptops. And because of this,
okay.
the price of RAM has skyrocketed it significantly.
And it was
that
not
price-
good before. It was like already pretty high for like what we're used to.
Yes, and that price
So-
is going to be passed on to consumers. So everything, your standard consumer electronics, whether you want to buy a new phone, a new laptop, new tablet, a Nintendo Switch 2, anything like that, chances are the prices of all those things are going to increase pretty drastically very soon because of this RAM situation.
And horrifically, unlike basically every other time this has happened, there's no end in sight on this one. There's no clear course to get out of it.
So I mean, the most logical end in sight to me is the AI bubble we're in pops. If it pops, right?
Some people
There's no
are
guarantee
saying
of that happening.
Yeah, but some people are saying the pop has already begun insofar as there is an oversupply of AI compared to demand. And
Oh, that is certainly true. Yeah.
I will say, like, for an example of a real price increase, I paid $67 for 2 sticks of RAM in June of 2020.
is this DDR5
right?
or DDR4?
The DDR4. The same stick on Amazon right now that I paid $67 for is $178.
So it's
So
tripled.
that's about a
Same
3x
stick.
price
Yeah.
increase.
Triple what I paid not even 2 years
That's
ago.
really painful.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
And
insanely.
it's old RAM too. It's not even DDR5. It's
And this is like,
DDR4.
to be clear, like this is going to affect every part of your PC because like this is going to affect solid state drives. This is going to affect graphics cards especially. Graphics cards are going to be hit very hard. What the really painful one, I mean I wasn't going to get a Steam machine, but this is going to hit the Valve hardware.
Oh,
and that's going to be
absolutely.
really painful.
Yeah.
That Steam frame that we were all hoping was going to be, $600-800 is probably
throw that dream away
just
now.
it's just
It's
not going to
over.
happen. The Steam machine, we wanted it to be $500-600. It's just not going to happen. Probably it's going to be a lot. This is all. And granted, it's that pill's going to be easier to swallow, maybe by the fact that like you're probably not going to be able to get a PS5 for under $650 soon.
No, I mean, so that's the aspect I'm really keen on exploring is that not only is our new hardware, like new graphics cards, what have you, going to be significantly more expensive, existing hardware is going to see significant price increases. Like,
Yeah.
I actually advised, so when I was staying with my cousin, they wanted to get their kid a Nintendo Switch 2.
Buy it
and I was
right
just
now.
like, yeah, and I told her, let's go buy it right now. And we
right
did.
now.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I explained the situation. She was like, okay, let's go get it. Same with my friend Ranga. You know Ranga, Connor.
Right.
He bought a Nintendo Switch 2 last week, right?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to him and he was just like, yeah, I might get one at the end of the month. And I was just like, if you're going to get one at the end of the month, just get it now, right? Like
yeah, because who knows
when the retail stores run through their current stock of hardware, the next batch being manufactured, I think we'll see a significant increase.
It
in
will
price.
likely be on a quarter, though. It probably is not going to happen in like January. It's going to be like
It's probably not,
end
but
of
like if you're
March.
going to get one anyway and you have the funds for it,
You
just
should
make the move
probably,
now. Yeah.
and especially like if you like despite what Mike just said, like if you're wanting to buy a graphics card, you should do it now because like while the RAM
Yeah.
prices have already gone up, graphics cards have not gone up, at least to the extent they're going to. We're seeing like $5,000 5090s on the horizon.
Yeah, that's the kind of rumor floating around that the MSRP is going to go from 2,000 to 5,000, which is just
That's crazy.
unbelievable.
We're
Like
s-
that
yeah.
pushes like 5090 was already like a niche high-end consumer product, but now this pushes it well into like luxury territory where even like the
Welcome
most
to the future.
enthusiasts
And you can get a car for $5,000.
probably won't be able to afford, right?
Not a good.
Welcome to the future where you cannot buy things you want anymore. Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I mean, we've seen this before. This happened during COVID, but the thing during COVID is like it was all very clear why it was happening, and there was like a clear path. Like this is going to get better.
Yeah.
And granted, it didn't really get better. GPU prices never really did return to a normal, a pre-COVID
and
normal.
now we're looking down the barrel of prices continuing to go up. Major RAM manufacturers jumping out of the consumer space. Samsung stopped making SATA SSDs
Right.
for consumer grade. It's
Really bad.
if you're an electronics company right now, the money's in AI, and the consumers can just drown, I guess.
It is weird because, like, I don't know. My take on it is like it's just a strange perspective from like an enthusiast perspective, right? Because like if you've been playing video games for a long time, one thing that's kind of a constant that you can sort of rely on is that over time new hardware will come out and it will be better for roughly the same money, right?
Right.
And that is no longer
Or
a
cheaper.
truth. Or cheaper, yeah, and that is
Yeah.
no longer a truth we can rely on.
No.
We're definitely entering
Yeah.
completely uncharted territory when it comes to the video games industry.
No, I've seen some, in my opinion, arguably conspiratorial theories around this, which is like NVIDIA wants to push people towards cloud computing, and I really don't agree with that take. I don't really feel like Microsoft is doing that either. I think what's happening, I just don't think NVIDIA cares at all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about AI. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
all
that's
about
obvious.
AI, and I guess AI is
Which is
arguably cloud
crazy.
computing. But the difference is that cloud computing is useful, and has a use case that people like. And AI is definitely a solution looking for a problem right now. There's really no I mean, there are lots of things people like to use AI for. I don't want to pretend there aren't, but like cheating on homework is not a profit model. Like there's no
Well, I mean, we can talk about that too, because like, if you really look at the agentic AI they're pushing, like, it really seems like no one wants
it is
that. No one
completely
wants
useless. Yeah.
an AI agent in your emails. No one wants an AI agent in your Microsoft Word document. You know, like it's weird. I don't think I've ever seen an instance of like the consumer and like the seller being so disconnected, where like the seller is like
It really-
forcing something.
It really is like investors really, really like AI. And so the companies have had to pivot to AI, and then to justify those expenses that the investors demanded to those same investors, they're having to shove this down the consumer's throat, and we all hate it.
And I think another reason as to why it's like quote unquote working for these companies for now at least, is that like that disappearance of the lower to mid end buyer that we talked about in previous episodes, where like the rich people are basically supplying all the finances needed for these companies to be successful. So they really don't even need to listen to, you know, people with lower incomes, people with like middle incomes.
Right.
And so those people are like economically disappearing.
Yep.
And it's just like a very
I believe
scary place
they call
to
that the
be.
K-shaped economy, I believe.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Which is a dumb name because I looked at the graph and it does not look like a K. But yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of had a tangent there on AI, but like the impact this is having on gaming, right? Like, so Nvidia announced they're bringing back the 3060 this year, right?
Which, to be fair, they did just announce a new features for the 3060 today at CES. So
Yeah.
the DLSS
And
4.5.
I will say, yeah, DLSS
looks good.
4.5 looks impressive. But like one thing I want to also touch on is that like next generation consoles are probably not happening at the time frame they were happening now. right?
No, and that's tricky because those games are probably halfway through production.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're targeting a hardware
there are
spec that nobody's gonna
PS6
have.
games being made right now. Like undoubtedly, there's Xbox games being made right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what these companies are supposed to do, right? Like, I could very easily see like a 2 to 3 year delay for the start of the generation. So what does that mean, right? Like,
Well, it
do
means
these
the
companies,
PS5 might not be the worst PlayStation generation anymore because they have time to
I
put
was
some
gonna
games
say,
out.
right? Like, I think a lot of these PS6 games, with a little bit of work, they could get running on PS5.
Well,
right?
a
Like,
lot of them are
you'd
probably
assume at
cross-gen
least-
anyway.
Exactly, right? At the beginning of the PS6, most of the games are going to be cross-generation anyway. And from a PlayStation fan's perspective, this is kind of what I was talking about, like the weird silver lining in this situation, where like
Yeah, they don't need to buy a new console.
I would be perfectly okay with more years of PS5, right? Like, it really feels like PS5 has not even hit its stride yet. And I think this situation in which the generation is being elongated will give it a chance to kind of do that.
And on that note, like even on my PC, I do not feel even a little bit limited by the hardware of my PC. Basically, I can't think of a time that I have. And I'm not on a like 5090. I'm on a 7900 XTX, which is a very high-end card. But, you know, I think
I
it's
feel
fine.
like all things being equal, we always talk about like graphics are good enough, right? And now it's kind of time to put that
Yeah.
theory to the test, right? Because I really do feel like that is the case, right? Like we don't need new innovations in rasterization and ray tracing, what have you, every single year. Like we can cool our jets a little bit. We can give developers a chance to really optimize for the hardware we have, and I think good things happen when that time is taken, which it isn't really anymore, right? Like people are just pushing out games. Granted, they take a long time, but like we get on optimized games all the time, and I feel like having the race for ever more powerful hardware cool a little bit will give people more incentive to really work on their games and make them the best they can be with the current suite of hardware.
This does cool my plans though. My current plan was I was going to skip the 70 series with Nvidia, or skip the 60 series and probably buy like a 7090 when it came out.
Yeah.
And do a full PC build on that. That no longer looks like it's going to be possible.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to spend $20,000 on a PC.
No. It's yeah. Like I said, right? Like the prices are being pushed into like whale territory now.
I
right?
also
like if you've
yeah.
got money that, like if money means nothing to you, then like obviously you don't care about this kind of stuff. But even for like enthusiast purchasers, like I would argue you and I are enthusiast purchasers.
It's going to be tough. We would
probably spend a couple $1,000s a year on video games, video gaming hardware, accessories, that kind of stuff.
Less than you might think, but yeah.
I mean, but I would say we're definitely on the upper end of like the average
a couple thousand,
consumer. Yeah, no way am I paying those prices for whatever comes next.
Yeah, I'm curious what Valve is going to do because I suspect they might be able to launch at a reasonable price and then just become completely unavailable for a while. They have already dropped the lowest price Steam Deck, the $400 Steam Deck. They do not sell anymore.
They don't even make it.
Nope.
Or they don't sell it. Okay.
It may come back at some point, but they've dropped it, and I suspect that is because of these RAM prices. And I figure that's probably what's going to happen to the Steam frame and the Steam machine. Both is going to be that they launch at a palatable price, with the high end price being pretty high, and then they drop the low end unit when they run out of stock. Because I suspect they probably have already procured RAM for these, but they're not going to be able to maintain.
And that's part of
production.
the equation too. But like I think it is, Valve is in I think the most unique position because they're getting uniquely boned by this situation.
Insanely, because it was already not a particularly powerful piece of hardware. Although it may have more staying power for the people that do manage to get one, because this generation is going to go on longer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like to the average person, now they have to play a game of optics, right? Like if they just release this thing with like the RAM increase priced in, it's probably gonna be dead, right? Like the Valve enthusiasts might get it, but like, I mean, this thing had a real shot at breaking into the mainstream consciousness. You saw when it was announced, everyone was talking about it. People hit me up who don't really even play video games. I was like, hey, did you see the Steam machine? Would talk about the Steam machine on the podcast. I was like, this is reaching a level of mainstream discussion I had not thought it would. And I Valve has to know that. So I almost wonder if like they're almost willing to eat it for a little bit and then increase the price just to get it into the hands of people that were looking forward to it.
And like I said, I don't think they increase the price. I think they just drop the lowest price because there were already going to be 2 SKUs. And so I think they drop the lower SKU because the optics are better on that.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, they're still scheduled to release like first half this year or something.
They said
like that,
early
right?
2026. We have no idea what that means. Everybody, the theories I've seen are March, like end of Q1, but we don't know. And I could see the whole thing getting delayed. I could see they're not going to cancel it, I don't think. The thing that bothers me about it is like this may very, very slightly impact the controller, but if they delay that controller because they have to delay the console, that's going to be so painful to me.
I don't see a reason why they need to do that though. Like they're pretty separated.
But they might.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
PlayStation would never release a new DualSense before, like the DualSense 2 is not coming before the PS6.
Yeah, but like they know people are going to buy the Steam controller for their PC, like that.
Yeah.
It's a little
we'll see what they do, but And
And I mean, like the other party I'm most curious about is Nintendo, right? Like they just launched a new console, and it's selling very, very well. I wonder
kinda.
what they do in the face of this situation, right? Like,
They had a weak
like
holiday season.
what's that?
They had a pretty weak holiday season, I'm pretty sure, with the Switch 2.
I think launched a line though, it's selling like
Yeah.
with Switch, which is like very, very good.
Yeah.
But like they're in a unique situation too, where like they're obviously going to sell through their current stock, but then what happens after that, right? Like obviously they wanted to position Switch 2 to be even bigger than Switch, and so early in its life cycle, less than a year of it being out on the market, having to drastically raise the price is going to cut off its legs pretty heavily.
Yeah, especially when it doesn't
So-
have any justification to buy one. Like,
I knew this would come up because you keep saying that. I
I'm
think
not the only
my
one
opi-
saying it. To be clear.
My opinion has actually swung around to be the hard opposite of that now. I think the Switch 2 so far has had like a pretty spectacular launch lineup.
I
like
don't
obviously
think that's a justifiable
it cannot.
opinion.
No, I think it is.
I think
Like,
it's
you
worse
look
than
at-
the PS5's launch, like easily. Like,
I don't think that's true.
there's
Like,
nothing on Switch 2 that can compete with Demon Souls remake, even. Like,
but that's a remake.
yeah, okay, maybe they should have put a good remake on the Switch 2. Like,
But you got like I don't know. Well, that's a whole
there's
separate
three
discussion.
games. There's Metroid, there's Mario Kart, and there's Donkey Kong. And Metroid is cross-gen.
There's Kirby Air Riders as well.
Oh, right. Kirby Air Riders apparently
And
pretty
that
good.
was pretty good. I actually picked it up. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yeah, I
but-
hear that's pretty good.
And like we're not even discussing like the non-Nintendo titles. Like it had a pretty strong third-party lineup too. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 is on that thing.
Right, so if you're a Nintendo-only gamer, the Switch 2 is pretty compelling. But if you have anything else to game on, it's a tough sell.
Right. I think the Breath of the Wild obviously does insane heavy lifting for the Nintendo Switch 1.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Sorry, I'm still like coughing and stuff.
And so does Mario
But
Odyssey.
I think and Mario Odyssey, right? Like that 1-2 punch cannot be beat. But I think the lineup of Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid's kind of but like then you get Kirby Air Riders, and then you have Fire Emblem coming this year as well. I think all these games, and Fire Emblem's great. I know
Fire
you're
Emblem,
a hater. but
I'll
Fire
give you that
Emblem's
it's great, but it doesn't do numbers.
It increasingly is. It's getting more and more popular, especially with Three Houses. Right, Three Houses is the one that really kind of made it more popular.
Yeah. But it's like Metroid
But
in that way.
But yeah, I just want I don't want to talk about the Switch 2 too much here, like at least in regards to games, because that's a separate discussion. But I do want to highlight my opinion here because I just wanted to make it heard that I think it's pretty solid actually. But anyways, yeah. So Switch 2 hardware, and then like you look at PlayStation and Xbox, like poor Xbox. Like even before this RAM situation happened, they increased the price of the Series X console like twice.
They're gonna have to do it, and they're gonna have to do it again. And worse than that, I do not think Xbox is in a position to delay their next gen. Their Xbox.
No,
PC.
you're right. Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know.
Think they could do it.
They're kind of the wild card here. Like, what do they do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I do in their situation.
Cry.
They're kind of just
Maybe try to do better 20 years ago.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why they're still doing hardware.
Yeah.
Like, why are they still doing it?
Yeah,
they're
it's-
like the most successful third-party publisher now by far, right? Like,
Well, by sheer acquisition, yeah.
by sheer volume, right? But like,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
So just focus on that. You know, like you don't have to make hardware anymore. But
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be talking about a next gen Xbox right now. I'd keep
Yeah.
that to myself. Because
And I
this could blow over. Like this could
it could.
You know,
I don't think it will, though.
The AI bubble could
Like
pop,
not
whatever.
anytime soon.
China could suddenly start pushing out cheap RAM. There are some theories that that's going to happen. Because right now, like all RAM comes out of Taiwan, right? Like there's only like
I think so. Most
it's
of
like
it, yeah.
TSMC. They're like the only ones that can make the microcontrollers for our RAM, and like no one else on Earth can do it right now. Certainly not at scale. And that's stupid. Like maybe someone else should have figured this out at some point so that we don't have like one place bottlenecking the most important technology on Earth. Like maybe someone, I'm not in charge, but it just seems like that was maybe ill-advised. Maybe someone else should make this stuff.
Yeah, especially in a region as kind of, I don't know.
Yeah,
how to say it,
geopolitically spicy.
unstable
Yeah.
as that. Where if China decides to get a little frisky, it could upend the consumer electronics industry forever.
Which is looking increasingly likely in 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messy.
God, I envy when this AI bubble pops, though.
Yeah.
We keep saying it. I hope
it might
pops.
never pop.
I don't know.
Like,
Well,
you hope it pops,
if it-
but then you're going to have to look at your investments.
The problem is people, like average people like us, we're like over it. We're very over it. But the problem is these companies just keep funding each other.
Yeah.
And
they've got the infinite money
like
glitch.
you got to think that like the infinite money glitch can't last forever.
No.
But I don't know. I feel like we live in a kind of unprecedented time right now, economically.
That bubble's
at least.
gonna pop. We're gonna see the demise of like the big 5 tech companies because they decided to play past.
Okay, no, that actually will not happen.
10 years.
I've looked at the numbers. None of them are more than 20% AI. So like, there is no risk of any major tech company dying over this.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
I think companies like I think Microsoft, Google, Apple, like these companies, Amazon, they're the definition of too big to fail.
Yeah.
Like they can make boneheaded decision after boneheaded decision and ultimately just
Well, they'll be
weather it
bailed out because they make up the big 7 is like what? 25-50% of the S&P 500, like
something like that.
And
But
that's where
that's
everybody's
another good
401k
point
is.
too.
Like they can't.
Right, like
And then you've got like
everyone rich has money in these companies, right? So they can't fail. Right?
What are they? The Trump accounts
they'll
they're
get
giving
bailed
children now? Did that actually happen? I know that was talked about,
have
but
no
it was,
idea.
I don't think
it was
happened.
literally the government pumping the S&P 500, which is psychotic.
Yeah.
Like
we're in the stage of our our economy where we're now just a death cult.
yeah, it's a little
we
bit.
have like 5 companies that we're pumping that if we stop pumping money into and like pumping up their value, we'll all lose all of our money.
And that's exactly how housing is too in this country, but we don't have to get into that.
It is weird though, like talking about like
Yeah,
these companies failing though. Like let's go the other direction. Let's say that like this AI, all in on AI focus is justified. I don't think it is, but let's just pretend for a minute it is, right?
If they make general AI, then
That's
it
kind
is
of what I was
justified.
going. Like if one of these companies makes AGI, suddenly I think because everyone else is pivoting to an AI company, like everyone else becomes irrelevant, and that becomes like the most successful company on planet Earth or whatever.
It's gonna be Grok. It's gonna be stupid.
It's
Elon
going to be the
Musk and
child
stupid
pornography
company.
bot.
It's gonna be the child pornography bot that calls itself Hitler. That's gonna be our first artificial intelligence. It's gonna be
so my
Mecha Hitler.
problem-
I personally think we're nowhere near
Yeah,
AGI.
because but you
I
and
don't
I
think it's
know a
gonna
little
be
bit
Grok,
about this.
honestly.
We'll get into the weeds for just a minute. But the problem is that fundamentally, the technology that we see, the LLMs, the ChatGPT, Grok, all of those, they are made by feeding a bunch of data into an LLM, a learning language model, I think it stands for.
Large language
A
model.
large language model.
yeah.
And fundamentally, that is different from AGI. Like AGI, if it ever exists, will not be an LLM because it can't be. An LLM does not think. An LLM puts words together in a way that
here's the
mathematically
thing,
makes
like
sense.
Neural nets are kind of a black box, and I think a lot of smart researchers think that like if the neural net becomes dense enough, it'll be equivalent to the computing power of a human brain or something like that. I
think
don't
those
know
people are
enough
morons.
about machine learning theory to support or refute that. It just doesn't pass the smell test.
No, it absolutely
So-
doesn't. Like that just doesn't make sense. A technology does not just suddenly do something different because you fed it a bunch of data. That's never happened anywhere.
Well, I think a large part of it is that we don't fully understand the human brain yet either, right?
Yeah,
Like, we don't
that's true.
understand how consciousness emerges, right? So like because that's a black box,
Yeah.
neural net's a black box. We try to
I mean,
equivalate the two things.
I think a neural net is what eventually becomes AGI. The problem is like LLMs are such a narrow focused thing, and they're not expanding that focus. They are just feeding it more slop from Reddit. Like And you're certainly not going to reach intelligence by reading Reddit. Like it's impossible. It's just and they're out of data. Like they've scraped all the
they've
data.
already fed it the whole internet.
And we're not there.
Speaking of I feel like the closest we're getting to something that looks conscious and looks like it has a soul is Neurosama, and that's just. I know it's just an LLM.
It's just
boy, does that scare me.
I will say, and that's the other end of this. The problem is like a significant number of the actors involved in this are not smart enough to identify a chatbot that they're talking to. Like,
right? No, yeah, like the executives, they're whatever, right? They just have money, but they don't have the brains. The problem is they do hire people with the brains,
right?
And I have to wonder, like, if I were one of these people, which I'm not, right? I'm nowhere near smart enough to be working on machine learning at one of these companies. But if I were one of these people, I would absolutely sell them whatever they're thinking and collect a $1 billion paycheck from Meta or whatever.
And even beyond that, which person are you going to hire? The guy who tells you it can't be done, or the guy who tells you we just need more data? Yeah. So like, I just
put more data centers.
There's nothing about this that convinces me they're not all snake oil salesmen. Especially in that, like, and I don't believe this about you either, Amit. I don't think either of us are not smart enough to understand this. I think that there's just not. I think if we sat down and like went to CMU and studied AI, like we would get
mathematics and stuff that goes into like machine learning.
Yeah,
researchers and stuff. I don't know. Like people spend their PhDs studying this stuff. Like there's obviously
they know more
science.
I don't like intelligence as power levels. Like
yeah. I mean, if we went to college,
if we went to college for
studied
it, we'd be
fine.
absolutely,
we could probably do it. But
we're also at the stage where people want to put data centers in space for this stuff,
which is stupid, by the way, because
you know how much logistical sense that doesn't make. People are like, well, it'll be easier to cool them.
It is not.
It will be harder to cool
there is no
them
medium with which to dispel heat.
State base is you only have radiative cooling. You just have to build these massive panels that are so vulnerable to meteoroids.
This is another thing that bothers me about AI. There are a million reasons to hate AI, but everybody's so hung up on water consumption, and like these data centers are typically closed loop cooling. So like to calculate the water they consume is very, very difficult, but it doesn't seem in a place like when they build them in deserts, their water consumption is an issue. But like if you're building them anywhere else, it's kind of not a big deal.
Yeah, you kind of like if a closed loop cooling, you fill them with water, and then
they usually combine mostly closed loop with like open loop heat dispelling, but you can use non-drinkable water for that. You don't need valuable water, so it's all a little silly.
Even if you run it next to a stream, like theoretically, you can keep the closed loop and the open loop where it's just a heat exchanger of like a local creek.
Yeah, but that is like the heat from that is actually a huge problem for the environment.
That's a huge problem. Yeah. But I mean, the biggest issue we have right now for data centers that people should be focusing on is the electricity and also the complete breakdown of our normal societal like ideals caused by the fact that
too.
Like,
that's
you
pretty
can't
bad.
believe anything anymore. Nothing like it is getting so hard to browse websites, browse Reddit.
Reddit's full of bots too.
Like seeing like a bot or any website. There's like
all these people saying Red Dead Redemption 2 was a good game.
Yeah, like it's a 95% chance that I'm just interacting with like an AI. Someone decided to type it into an AI.
You guys saw Grok this week, right?
Something. Yeah, Grok's
undressing women. Yeah, Grok is literally like undressing
that.
Women in their own comments.
People are using
no, but the thing that scares
Grok
me,
to
just kind of focusing on your point, Mike, the societal aspect of it. Like even before AI, we had boomers like buying fake news on fake Facebook, right? Like
it's only getting worse.
Now I'm just like we're finished.
I did not clock this, but the very recently, and I don't want to get into the geopolitics of this too much, but like the United States kidnapped Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, and there were like videos of Venezuelans like celebrating his capture or something. And it was all AI slop, or at least the ones I had seen, like were later revealed to be AI.
That's crazy.
And I did not clock it. I had no idea. Like, it's
that's like
that's bad. That's like
that's so bad to like that's even challenging what I know of the situation, because from what I understanding, a lot of Venezuelans were happy about that. But now I'm like,
I thought so too, but I don't know. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
Apparently they are. I mean,
Maduro was a bad leader. Like his election was almost certainly fraudulent. But again, we're not that podcast.
We're not that podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, AI and like to kind of circle it back to our topic here. This is what is just like.
Yeah.
These reasons are why our industry is being disrupted, which
I just want to play video games.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we just want to enjoy our toys here.
It's so bad that AI slop is infiltrating video games. Like, have you seen like Call of Duty and all their AI slop that they put in?
And like
then Battlefield's finding
I just don't even understand like why they do that.
Decals.
Like they have like little like AI stickers you can put on your gun. Like would it really have cost that much to have like your artist draw that, or hire like a junior artist to make those stickers?
Having AI do it, but
like, but like these are really rich companies.
Yes,
these are really rich companies. Like, are you serious? You couldn't afford another $60,000-$70,000 a year to pay like an artist to do that? Like that's ridiculous.
That's cringe. Why would I pay my artists when Grok and ChatGPT can generate everything that my players will just eat?
That is an excellent.
But they don't eat it up. People spot it.
No, people hate it.
Why would I pay an artist? Yeah.
However, I do think the difference is going to be the first good game that comes out with AI in it, and that hasn't happened yet. Well, arguably it has. Arguably it's Arc Raiders. And I am extremely forgiving of Arc Raiders with its AI voices. I don't care that much. But I think there's a big difference.
That's been done before, right? Like in the finals and stuff.
Same company,
like the AI
yeah. And I think there's a big difference between AI generated callouts and a real proper AI generated performance that I'm supposed to care about.
Yeah. I'm of two minds with like generative AI use in development as well. Because like if you're using it for placeholder assets, we've all stolen.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I use literal plagiarism for my assets.
People just steal. They steal things and then they'll patch it out later. You know, you just need that mind's eye of like, I need something in this spot that isn't white.
I think that's just, like, almost, if not completely harmless. But I do think like the first person to put out a game that is in the Game of the Year discussion and used generative AI, and like, will we not play it? Will we talk about it on the show? Will we? That's going to be the great societal test.
Like, but that is a good test. But like, I feel like we're so far away from that because like,
I agree.
Every single instance of generative AI we've seen used meaningfully in games so far has just been dog water.
That and the kind of guy that is using it is not capable of producing a good piece of art right now.
Right, exactly. Like the great creators of video games are great because they're creative, not because they're good at using AI tools. Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible. Like, I'm not denying that possibility that eventually a game will come out.
Right. Like if the guys behind Outer Wilds use generative AI in their next game,
I think it's a ways out.
Yeah.
Still.
They're not going to, by the way. But just hypothetically, like if one of the greats decided that they're going to be controversial or something, that's how they're going to get in the news now. Is they're going to be controversial by using AI to make their next game, and they manage to actually make it good.
I'm curious what Kojima thinks of it.
I believe he's not a fan.
Kojima's
really? Okay.
AI.
Yeah. I could honestly see him doing something where he uses Gen AI to criticize Gen AI in one of his games.
Yeah,
like, that's a very Kojima thing to do.
There's going to be a Kojima game about Gen AI using Gen AI to create the antagonists. Because that's a very Kojima thing to do.
Kojima will think of something.
That's a very Kojima thing.
Oh man, yeah. I guess like it's unavoidable, right? Like we had to talk about AI when talking about this situation because they're completely linked, right? Like if we had no generative AI, if we had no agentic AI, we would not have this issue.
Mike and I are both about to get hit by the data center issue too. I think they're building one right outside Pittsburgh soon.
Dude, Northern Virginia is like 99% data centers. Yeah. I live amongst the data centers. It's bad out here.
How's your power bill?
I mean, mine's fine. I mean, I live in an apartment like in the DC area, but like if you drive out into the suburbs, like it's all.
It's crazy. That's what I'm thinking in Pittsburgh. Theoretically, our governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, who I have a tenuous relationship with, he claims that we have more than enough power on our grid to support data centers right now. Like we have significant extra capacity. And I just kind of don't believe him. Like, I just kind of think he's saying that
irritating.
because he wants this to happen. And it's really weird because everywhere they build these, they talk about the economic benefits your community is going to get. And like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like the AI data center is not hiring people from the town they build it in. They're bringing people in to run this thing. Like, maybe those people will eat at your restaurants and stuff, but like a lot of the small towns that are getting these data centers in them, they don't have like a local economy that is built to draw out money from these things. So it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They don't have like the local, a lot of local restaurants or anything. They have a Walmart. They have, you know, a bunch of these conglomerates.
Yeah, you put a data center in Grafton and it's not going to build Grafton anymore, you know?
Yeah. It's just going to be a data center.
Having been to that town a lot, there's nothing in Grafton.
Yeah. And so that's the problem is the politics around this is that it's supposed to help the local economy, and I just don't see how that's supposed to happen at all. Because the tax, these data centers do not pay a lot in taxes either. In fact, the major, like the thing you would think with a data center, what you would be attracted to is the natural resources that you need to run the data center, the water, the temperature, all of that. But what they are actually attracted to is the economic circumstances of a town, how much they're going to pay in taxes in that area. That is the biggest deciding factor of where they're putting these things.
That's why they're building one in Tucker County right next to Thomas Davis.
That's why so many of them are in the desert where it's very hard to cool them.
Yeah, it's
horribly inefficient.
Kind of throw them wherever. And then as we get more into the era of AI, we're going to need more and more data centers.
Right.
Yeah, so where does that leave our precious RAM?
Used RAM maybe very cheap soon.
I don't see a world where these prices go down in the next year at least, because I know 80-90% of the stock of DRAM has already been bought up speculatively.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, like it's done. The die is cast, right? Like now we're just waiting to see how bad the price increases are.
At least a year, if not more.
If I'm a betting man, it's minimum 3 years in my mind. Like I do not see consumer electronics.
It's incredibly speculative. The whole buy up of all the DRAM and everything for the cards was incredibly speculative because 1, the cards don't exist yet. 2, the DRAM doesn't exist yet, and 3, the data centers that you're gonna put the cards
don't exist yet.
The imaginary cards with the imaginary DRAM doesn't exist yet. So you've just bought 90% of all of the world's RAM supply, and you don't even have anything to do with it.
So the end. I think the message to our listeners, it's the same one Digital Foundry has put out, but I would in the next month or two get real comfortable with the consumer electronics that you own right now. Because
and if you're not comfortable with them, buy them now.
Yeah,
right. If you have the funds, buy them now.
I still think the secondhand market's going to be fine.
It's already not. Cards, but 5700 X3D is like $500 right now. Yeah, I paid $200. I think
if I'm if I'm trying to, if my 3070 goes out, I might have to just dive into the secondhand market and see if I can find a used one.
Because the secondhand market does reflect the new market. It will.
I know them bringing back the 3060 is them trying to at least keep the gaming market alive.
Yeah,
but that is at least a gesture that they do care about the gaming market to an extent.
Did we say this? NVIDIA's cutting back production 40% on GPUs. On consumer GPUs.
I don't think we said that. But yeah. I mean, they don't increasingly don't care about gaming anymore, which is a shame to see because they're still very much a leader in this space.
Because AMD refuses to do anything to compete. Intel's trying their hardest and just
Intel's a horrible company. AMD is a good company, but the problem is NVIDIA's an exceptional company.
I'm not even sure I'm willing to give that to AMD anymore because they just give me FSR4. I've seen it. It works. Just give it to me. NVIDIA just gave DLSS 4.5 to the 3060.
Which, by the way, their previous arguments of you need the new graphics cards to run, not so much.
Yeah.
Right?
So
if the 3060 can run DLSS 4.5,
well, it's still not getting frame gen. Frame gen, the 6X
frame gen is exclusive to multi-frame gen is still exclusive to the 50 series, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's now 6X multi-frame gen. Which
yeah,
like
I don't know about none of that.
that's stupid. Anything over 3x, I think, is like psychotic, and even that is crazy. But
hey, I'm like perfectly happy with my 4080, right? Like, any PC games that come out in the next year or 5, I would say I could comfortably run. I'm actually very comfortable with my PlayStation 5 Pro. I think the PS5 Pro now is looking like a fantastic investment, especially because it's going to potentially live longer than the PS5, right? Like itself. There's a very real chance the PS5 Pro could be out on the market longer than, like, from the time of the PS5 launch to the PS5 Pro, which is a crazy thought. And it will be the de facto leader of the console hardware power for the foreseeable future. Which, unless Microsoft decides to do something crazy, which they might, you never know with Microsoft. They might just speed run their next generation and ignore the RAM prices entirely. It's possible. But I think actually, like, PlayStation is kind of positioned in the best place right now. They've got a good stock of PS5.
Yeah, they have PS5 the Pros. Current gen install base, because Nintendo is in a weird spot right now where they
just started a new,
like, it's still
generation.
Surprising to me to see a Switch 2. I know they're selling well, but it is like, I was at a party the other day and I saw one and I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're starting to pop up more and more, right? Yeah. But the problem is, like if you look at historical charts of like console generation sales, they always peak around like year 3 or 4, right? So the Switch 2 has just started, right? And it's going to have its legs cut off by whatever's going to happen with the RAM situation in Nintendo. So very interesting to see how Nintendo navigates that, but they're in a weird spot. But I think out of the 3 of them, PlayStation's currently best equipped to deal with this situation.
I agree. I
think that about sums up my thoughts on it. I do want to highlight again, like, positive attitude, right? Like, my positive attitude is, I think developers do their best work when constraints are forced upon them. And I think having power constraints, targeting hardware that's not necessarily going to be constantly moving target now, will help the performance and the look of these games.
It also is going to ease us into, like, we were already getting to a point hardware just can't get that much better. Like, looking at the 50 series, I think the 5080 was like 15% better than the 4080 or something. Super.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very small.
And I think, like, I think it is high time to look for ways to innovate rather than like beyond graphically, right? Like, what can we do to a game to make it more enticing to play beyond just making, like, adding path tracing to it or whatever,
right? I wonder about burgeoning industries like this is painful for VR, like the Steam frame a little bit, and this is like maybe a crazy take because I really don't know the specifics. The Steam frame was gonna have 16 gigs of RAM in it, and I a little bit like, it didn't really, like, it's a streaming first device.
Just the headset, yeah.
Yeah, why did it need 16 gigs of RAM in it? Like, I know it's going to be able to run flat games and everything and run your VR games locally, but, like, maybe if that's adding $200 to the cost, you could put a 4 gig of RAM version out.
Yeah, I mean, I hear, because the Steam frame is a PC as well, right? Like, and all PCs, like, laptops nowadays, like, most of them have 16 gigs of RAM. Like, that's like the default configuration. So maybe that was their kind of thinking.
And RAM was cheap when they spec'd this thing out. RAM was not expensive yet. So, I don't know. I could see a light version coming out that doesn't have 16 gigs of RAM, maybe. But that complicates things so much in a device like that, potentially.
But yeah, moral of the story from Game Talk here is just buckle down, get cozy with your current suite of hardware, and prepare for a long winter.
And this is kind of not a big deal for me because I don't upgrade hardware that often anyway. Like, I got the Switch too,
right?
But my PC was already, I was not going to upgrade for a long time.
I mean, I'm basically set, right? I've got the PS5 Pro, I've got a Switch 2, I've got a good PC. Don't need anything else,
good.
Right? And I have 64 gigs of RAM, which I intelligently scooped up about a year ago. So
I, on an absolute whim, bought a stick of RAM. I talked about it on the show. It was like 6 months ago. I was like, you know what? 16's a little light. Let's upgrade to 32. Yeah. And I just bought a stick of RAM. And I
Lisanalgai.
Yeah, no, poggest purchase I've ever made. Like, what a crazy pull. Like, I bought Nvidia at $16. Like,
all right. So let's talk about what games we're playing. First games of the year.
I don't know
where Mike went. Did you know?
Yeah, Mike walked off. He said something, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll kick us off though.
Yeah.
I got two big ones. I've played more games than that, but I'm only going to talk about two this week, I think. The first one I'm going to talk about is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
No way. Okay.
Got it for Christmas. It's fine. It's a good game.
Yeah, I didn't think you would be, because I know how you love your From Software lore. And
yeah, and I knew going in that wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm a little, like, puzzled by the layout of this game. Like, I can't really figure out where I'm supposed to be. Like, I pretty early in the game, I went up against this ogre, and there was a guy beside the ogre saying, like, oh, if he's a problem, hit him with fire. And I was like, I don't have fire, so I guess I need to go somewhere else to get fire. And I didn't even, like, try to beat the ogre. And so I went the other way, and I found, like, this, I think, optional area. And I played through it, and I didn't find any fire attacks there either, although I'm pretty sure I was supposed to. I think I missed it. Because I didn't look it up, because I'm not enamored with this game enough to, like, play it blind.
And plus, the level design of Sekiro was way more vertical than other From Software games, so it's easier to miss stuff. It's easy to miss stuff,
and we'll come back to that. But anyway, I come to this boss called Lady Butterfly, and this is the first boss that I encountered in this game.
I remember.
Don't think it was supposed to be. And
I don't think it is. No, I don't think she is.
And so I found her quite difficult, and she took me probably 3 or 4 hours to beat. Like, it was actually pretty difficult.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to, like, rack my brains now because it's been so long since I played Sekiro. But, like, the first boss I fought, and I think the first boss you're supposed to fight is, like, the guy on the horse, right? The mounted guy.
Yeah,
you fought him.
I have fought him now, but I did not fight him before Lady Butterfly.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he was an order of magnitude easier. And that's kind of the problem that I have now is I beat Lady Butterfly. I, like, brute forced my way at it. It took me, like, somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. It was a haul.
Yeah.
But I locked in and I beat it. And it was, like, also I was supposed to have, like, these snap peas or something to dispel her illusions. And I just didn't have that. I just had to...
You don't need to have those things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it would have made it easier. And I didn't have it. But I beat her. And, the thing that bothers me a little bit about Sekiro is, like, the boss fights are really hard and you die for many, many hours, but the run that you actually win is, like, 2.5 minutes long. Like, when you actually lock in and beat it, it's really short.
That's the crazy thing. Like, once Sekiro's combat really clicks with you and, like, you learn a boss's patterns, you can dispatch them in, like, a matter of, like, seconds.
Yes.
Like, 90 seconds, right? Like, you're done with the boss, right? It's actually that's actually one of the things I really like about Sekiro is that, like, you have your different flavors of some From Software game, right? Like, you have Demon Souls, which is more level based. You have, like, the Dark Souls series, which, like, pioneer their kind of interconnected worlds, and then you have Sekiro, which is way more combat focused. And they really haven't done anything like that since Sekiro.
Yeah.
But I found it, like, a very enjoyable, like, different flavor of From Software.
Yeah,
but it's not for everyone.
I want to, like, I don't have anything bad to say about the game. I'm just not in love with it. Like, but I literally have zero complaints.
I will say I do think you are before the point where the game truly clicks, right? There's a certain boss fight that once you get past that, the game is, like, pure gas till the end.
I'm still gonna be playing it, but I'm just not, like, crazy about it yet. But I beat Lady Butterfly. And I went through that thinking, like, I didn't think this was a game that you got any upgrades in. Like, I didn't think that you got more health or more damage. You do get upgrades, absolutely do.
And you get, like more techniques and more counters.
I knew that you got those, but yeah, I knew that you got those. I didn't think that you got more health. I thought your health bar was fixed, and I thought your damage was fixed. And I retrospectively kind of wish they were, because I think it's more interesting. But I am upgrading them as I get it. But anyway, I came back from that, and I went back to the ogre, and I was like, well, I didn't find any fire stuff, so maybe I can just kill him. And I beat him first try, because, like, he's way easier than Lady Butterfly. And then I pushed past him, and then I pushed through that. I went through the cool snake section in the canyon.
The temple? Or I'm just, like,
there's a section where a giant snake is attacking you.
Oh, yeah, on the bridge?
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I pushed through that, and then
Dude, did you know like you can parry the giant snake?
Yeah, I did.
Which is crazy.
I did that a few times.
Yeah.
And then I got to this section where a guy has a dead horse, and he's sad about it, and he's like, "Oh, a little gunpowder is all it took." And then I'm like, "Okay, I need to find gunpowder, I guess." And I looked around for a minute.
No, I think he's saying the gunpowder killed his horse. Right?
Yeah,
it was shot.
And there's a boss fight right after that. That's a guy on a horse, and I'm like, "Oh, well, if I find some gunpowder, I could knock this guy off his horse, and it'd be easier." But then I beat him on my second try, so like, I was like, "Okay, I guess I didn't really need to do that." And that was a little disheartening for me, just how easy that was after, because Lady Butterfly was like gas.
There's some very tough boss fights ahead of you. Trust me on that.
Yeah, I believe you. I am not. I don't know. The game has not hooked me at all yet. It's just kind of fun. It doesn't have that FromSoft.
I'm trying to remember
sauce that I like.
Like I think it's Genichiro. If you
is it the giant fire guy that I've heard of?
I don't remember. I just remember you fight him at the top of a castle tower or something.
Okay, I'm probably pretty close.
I don't think you're there yet.
Yeah.
But if you fight Genichiro, beat him, and are still not feeling it, then you're probably not going to click with the game. But that was the moment where I was like, okay, this game is.
I mean, I think I've clicked with the game. I like it. It's just I think I expected a little more depth to it, and it really is not a. It is a high skill, low depth combat system. Like it really is just.
Yeah,
dodge and parry. Like. And the timing is just tight. And I don't think that's bad. It's just,
I appreciate it for what it is, right?
Yeah.
It like you said, high skill, low depth. And I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Where it distinguishes itself from something like Neo, which is like high skill, high depth. But like Sekiro, it's like you can play it on pure instinct, which is something I really like about it.
And it has a lot of stuff that it just doesn't tell you. Like that I picked up against Lady Butterfly, which is like, you can just keep wailing on her, and when she's about to attack you, her block makes a different sound, and you can react to that, even though there's no visual cue. And it's like, the game never tells you that. You just have to pick up on that.
Right, yeah. And like, more so... Well, I don't want to say that, because like, From Software fights are always very good, but especially in Sekiro, like, boss fights are truly like a dance. Like, the more you like pay attention, the more you learn it, right? Like, then you've just sort of mastered it.
That is like a little thing, is I found it for a long time when I was playing it. I found it very hard to read the opponent's movesets because they are there's Sekiro, which I did not know is the guy's name, like Sekiro the wolf, whatever.
Yeah.
There's him, and then there's the enemy that you're attacking, and it's like very frequently like your character is between the camera and the enemy for me, and so I'm like not seeing their movements, which is super annoying. But again, that's like a pretty pedantic complaint. I think the game is good overall, but like I 100% feel vindicated in not playing it sooner. Like, yeah, it's not like
I think
a gem I missed.
Especially like with your From Software preferences. Like I knew the lack of like a meaningful lore would be a big mark against it for you.
The visuals are like extremely bland so far too. It's not really what they're going for, but it is just a bunch of burning temples.
I agree with that. Yeah, the visuals don't hold a candle to like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne.
And that's actually disappointing to me. I expected them to be better. But yeah, it's a fine game. It's certainly no like I'm not going to sit here and rant about issues it has forever. It's just fun, and it'll probably take me a long time to finish it though.
Yeah, and I encourage you to at least get through to Genichiro and then revisit your thoughts on the game.
Yeah.
Genichiro.
Well, I'm going to finish it. Like I'll talk about it once I beat the final boss again, or once I'll talk about it again when I beat the final boss probably. But I like it enough that I'm going to finish it. It's just it's not holding me as much as the other game I'm going to talk about this week.
Okay. Mike, do you have anything you want to talk about?
So I know I teased it a little bit, but I dove into Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Over the last week or so.
So close to an excellent Monster Hunter game. I just hate those spear birds.
So good.
Didn't you say Rise was like the best one?
That fixes it.
What'd you say, Mike?
There's a mod that fixes it.
I know. I've thought about installing it.
I'm probably gonna download it here soon because it is kind of annoying, and I'm finally in high rank.
Rise has the best.
So I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Or not Rise. Rise base game, I think, is one of the worst Monster Hunter games. Sunbreak.
Iceborne, right? Sunbreak.
Sunbreak, the expansion for Rise, has like the best in-game Monster Hunter's ever had. It's so good.
Because I also made the conscious decision this time playing through a Monster Hunter to pick up a weapon I've never touched before.
What'd you use?
Longsword.
Nice. It's the game.
Actually.
It is the game for that. The Japanese aesthetic and everything.
It is so much fun playing Longsword. I did not realize it would be that fun.
Yeah.
I can definitely back that up.
Jumped off a charge blade finally, I'm actually styling on people again.
Oh yeah.
I like how most of the mechanics they added, other than rampages. I know they're going to be annoying at some point.
The rampages are.
They had to play one.
I did not play multiplayer until the rampages, and then I did all the rampages multiplayer to just kind of steamroll them.
There's only 3 mandatory rampages that you have to
do. And they are just really boring. Monster Hunter has a history of this, Ahmed. You haven't experienced it yet because Wilds actually like miraculously didn't do it. But Monster Hunter typically has a swing and a miss per game. And Rampages were a massive swing and a miss in Rise. They were like the entire end game at launch. And they are like these invasions. They're like tower defense almost, where like a large number of monsters are attacking and you have these like defense battlements you can install to fight against them. And I guess the idea is kind of fun, but in practice, it's just really, really boring. Have you played any of them, Mike?
Though, the fact that they go for these kinds of things.
The rampages?
Yeah, I respect that they go for it, but they're not fun.
I've played only the mandatories, so I have one more to enter high rank, because I finished low rank.
Yeah.
All the village quests are done. I have to do the first high rank rampage.
Do you even fight Magnamalo? Magnamalo is the final boss of low rank, isn't it?
No. Surprisingly, though, he's not the last boss that you fight in village low rank.
Who is? Do you?
The mud wyvern.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. That's like the final one you fight before you finish up all the mandatory village quests and get your final license.
Because my first time playing Rise, I quit after credits rolled on low rank, and I remember thinking like, weird that nothing happens in this game.
But Magnamalo gives you credits though.
Yeah.
Like he's the end of like the credits section.
Okay,
but
that's
there's
what
a
I was
whole other
thinking.
section of mandatory village quests.
Yeah.
That you have mandatory in quotes that you have to run through.
Yeah.
To get the final rank of the Gathering Hub.
Right.
Upgrade.
It's a fun game though.
It's interesting that they split it into 2 though.
What do you mean?
There's 2 separate games going on. You have the Gathering Hub quests and you have the village quests.
Oh, that's just traditional Monster Hunter. That's how it always was pre-World. And it used to be much more annoying. Rise is the first game to let you skip anything in Gathering Hub. So if I have Monster Hunter 4U and I played through all the village quests, but if I want to play G rank or aka Master rank in the new games, if I want to play G rank, I have to play through all of the low rank quests and all of the high rank quests in the Gathering Hub before I can access G rank. And that's like super annoying.
It's crazy.
I'm glad you're enjoying it though.
The music in it's so good.
Oh yeah. No, Rise.
I did not expect it.
This is your first portable entry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see the difference. They're definitely going for a more arcadey combat, kinda.
Yeah, it's faster. It's way faster than Wilds and World was.
And you're in the hunt instantly. Like it immediately shows you the monster on the map. You're in the hunt. The maps are like pretty big, but you can move through them so fast.
The drift dog.
Yeah, how do you like the Palamute versus the Sacred?
Oh, I actually kind of like the Palamute. I like how during combat, I'm not as like reliant upon pressing one button and getting on him to heal. I kind of have to make that risk reward decision.
Yeah, the wire jump, whatever. Yeah.
With the Sacred, I just found myself, if I got knocked down and was in a bad situation, I just found myself hammering the get on the bird.
Right. And you get punished for that against some of the harder monsters, but that is a good strategy for most of the game.
Yeah.
The Palamute I don't like as much, but it does have the bonus of not having an autopilot. I hate the Sacred autopilot. I feel like I never really learned the maps in Wilds to the extent I did in World or Rise.
Yeah.
And Rise has some beautiful maps. I love that temple.
Oh yeah.
Like the beginner grass map, I really love.
The Shrine
Ruins. Thank you.
It's very beautiful.
And Rise actually has some remake maps. Like I think the Wastes, like the desert map, is a remake, and the one that has the pyramid in the background, the swampy one, that is also a remake of a prior gen map, and I really like those.
I really liked I really like the quality of life they did on resource gathering.
How do you mean?
Where you hit a node like you hit like an ore node once and you get everything from it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You only have to like touch a bone pile once and you get everything.
Yep. They kept that in Wilds.
Yeah, it saves so much time compared to World where you have to constantly
pre-World
re-grab something.
You want to hear something messed up? Before World, you had to like take pickaxes in with you and they were like they could break. Like so it was
crazy.
And so bug nets too. Like everything was an expendable resource. I get that people miss that there was like some depth to that, some planning aspect, but the breakable
honestly,
tools.
I'm gonna say it. Being able to just walk up to a node, hit it once, and go about my day, and actually get back to like the core game.
Yeah, it's nice.
Way easier on resource gathering. Like I find myself just hitting the nodes as I go past because it's
right. Why not?
It's quick.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I genuinely I think the only thing that stops me from going back and finishing the end game Sunbreak is the Spear Birds. I hate the Spear Birds so much.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated, the Spear Birds are a mechanic in Rise where you start with a seriously diminished total health pool and attack and stamina, I think. And you have to
and defense.
You have to find these birds around the map that will give you your health bar back and give you your stamina bar back and give you your attack back. And so, like, you can mostly ignore them through most of the game because the monsters are, like, easy enough you can beat them. But once you're in the end game, there are a lot of monsters that'll one-shot you if you don't max out your health. And it's just just a chore. You have to run, and you have to do this every single hunt. You have to run around the map and get these birds. And I don't know. I think the argument for it was that it rewards map knowledge and encourages you to, like, learn these routes. But I just found it so tedious.
Yeah, it's tedious. Like a lot of people, the most popular mod for Rise is a mod that spawns a prismatic bird, which just maxes out all your stats instantly at the entrance of every map.
I need to just throw that mod on my Steam Deck so I can finish Sunbreak.
Yeah, it's just so easy. It's such a quality of life, and
Do you have it?
I don't mind. I haven't installed it yet. I'm trying to play the game without it, but I think I'm at the point where it's just like. I hate running around looking for the birds. I think it wastes my time.
You can definitely
not fun.
Like you can roll credits on Sunbreak without it. I did. Like you can do it without really going out of your way for the birds. But once you are like really doing the end game grind, like if you want to beat Primordial Malzeno, it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Yeah. It's one of those mechanics that's I get it. I get why they added it. But I'm glad it's not in any other game.
It's another swing and a miss for Rise, but
yeah. I like how easy the food buff system works in this one compared to World, where everything just makes sense.
I do too. I think it has the best food system, maybe in all of Monster Hunter, because
it's so intuitive.
It has complexity that I feel like Wilds is missing. Wilds, there is just a straight up right answer almost all the time. For food, and it's to go to the gathering hub and order one of 4 meals. Whereas in Rise, there's actually like...
Yeah, I found myself building my dongo according to what I know about the monster.
It has some easily understandable RNG elements to it. It has a guaranteed skill you get, but it also has like, you're making 3 selections every time you eat. I think Wilds, it's only 2 if you're doing the... Yeah. But I never even used the food system in Wilds. I never used the campfire grill or whatever once you get into end game high rank, which has been, I have 150 hours in the game, and I think 120 of them have been end game hours. So like I never used the cooking mechanics. It's a little weird that they did it like that.
Like I really hated World's food system, mostly because like
it's hard to understand.
None of it made sense. Yeah, none of it made sense. It was very hard to parse. I felt like I had to just learn what the terms meant instead of it just kind of being intuitive and telling me.
Yeah, For You is very similar to that. It's very hard to understand.
Like I can get it. I can get the idea that you have to learn like what the buffs do, but at least name the buff something that makes sense rather than like
Feline Firestarter.
Feline Firestarter. Like what does that mean? Just like fire damage up.
Yeah.
And give it an intuitive name, and I think people would hate it less.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing people hating World's food system.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the dongo, it's like fire resistance up, light or low. So that's a slight bump in fire resistance if you eat that dongo and get that skill.
No, but I did like
sense.
food being a system you have to learn. And I think Rise straddles that better than Wilds does, in that like you could just eat your dango that you like just get the defense one and not think about it that much and go into battle and be fine. Whereas Wilds, like, you don't have to learn anything. Like, there's no benefit to learning the food system. It's too simple.
Yeah, you don't really have to care about it.
And I hope they completely change it in the expansion
and the master rank.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Rise high rank. It seems like it's going to be interesting.
It's good. It's weird. Rise. I mean, I guess you could say this about Wilds too. But Wilds doesn't have COVID as an excuse. But Rise launched without an end game at all. It didn't even have like. Rise clearly was designed to have Elder Dragons and did not have any in the game. They were all title updates. And I think the first title update added like 3 Elder Dragons to hunt at the end of the game. And then the end game was all hunting Apexes, except you could only do them through rampages. And then they like later changed that so that you could fight the Apexes without the rampage. And like, but there's no reason to. You don't get anything at all for it. There's no rewards at all. I don't even think you get monster parts.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. And there's just a lot of emphasis on increasing your hunter rank. Like, I think you have to get all the way to hunter rank 100 to get the final boss in it. And I just didn't do that. I moved on to master rank. I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting design things, especially with Longsword and Rise.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you feel like an anime superhero in Rise for sure.
Those wire bugs make it fun.
Yeah. The wire bugs.
I do like landing a successful counter. It always feels good when you do it.
I like having 2 Palicos or a Palico and a Palamute too. They don't let you do that in Wilds or World. But you can do some neat stuff. Like you can actually kind of have a build for your helpers in Rise.
Yeah. I went with the Gathering Helper for my early game. I might swap it out for a proper helper later.
I was always one healer, one attacker. And they were named after my 2 cats.
I'm going for a theming. I decided originally I was just gonna make it like a Giga Chad or try to.
Yeah.
But then I came across the Afro and I decided I'm gonna cosplay as the Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah.
So every single character pal and everything is named after characters in Afro Samurai.
Nice.
And naturally, that's why I picked up Longsword, because I had to commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really hard, though, to make someone that doesn't look like aggressively Japanese in that character creator.
It's just a very aggressively Japanese game.
Yeah, it's very aggressively Japanese. Like, I was trying so hard to make him look like Afro Samurai, and the closest I got was like Afro Samurai if he was in Street Fighter, you know?
I mean, if you guys remember when I played through this in 2024, that was one of my major complaints of the game. I really don't care for the village in Rise. I will say that in retrospect, I love the Gathering Hub in Rise. I think it's so cozy. It's this like big hub room that has like a beautiful cherry blossom growing in it.
Did you notice that the drum animation actually times up with the drums and the music too?
Yeah, it's great.
Which is a very nice touch. And they never get out of sync.
And you have the cute twin hub guild maidens or whatever. Minoto and Hinawa.
I really like switch skills are interesting.
Yeah, they're good. And those get expanded in a cool way in Master Rank as well.
Yeah. I really like most of the mechanics in the game. I like what it's presented.
Yeah. Great game.
And I know Charge Blade was really good in this game too, and
it's what I played.
I want it so bad, but I'm holding myself to not going back to a familiar weapon.
The end game is like hundreds of hours long. So like once you get to that, you can just have end game builds for every weapon that you want and have fun with it that way.
Once I get there.
Yeah.
But like right now, I'm dedicated to I'm dedicated to studying the blade, and I don't want to quit doing it.
The power of God and anime on your side.
And I like feeling like an anime protagonist and dashing through something and then sheathing my sword and they explode into a million pieces.
Yeah, that is one thing I really enjoyed about Longsword in Wilds as well.
I tried to play Longsword in Generations Ultimate, and it just doesn't have any of that, or at least I haven't unlocked it yet. I think you unlock new moves throughout that game.
None of okay.
Oh, weird.
So all like the counter mechanics and everything were added in World.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it's like a totally different weapon.
Longsword
in GU.
was like
what is it without the
just
counter
a meter weapon?
mechanics?
Just a meter weapon.
It's a meter
That's
weapon.
crazy.
Yeah, you're
meter
dodging
weapon,
and you're building your meter, and then like
That's
unleashing a big meter attack. That like
to me the countering is the whole point of the longsword.
They get like special sheath and countering all came in World.
Yeah,
that was all like a new gen to try to make it stand out in its own kind of weapon niche.
Thanks for that history. I knew that it got added later, but I wasn't sure when.
I just watched a video about like why people hate the longsword so much, and it was an Insect Glaive player telling them that they need to stop consuming brain rot content.
Maybe I should switch to Insect
and
Glaive.
actually just play a game.
Yeah.
The more I research into the Monster Hunter community, the more I'm convinced that there are Reddit hive mind that just follows what the biggest content creators say about a weapon.
It is confusing because like everything I see on Reddit and online in general is people hate Wilds, but everyone I know personally loves that game. Like I don't know anybody that has like.
Yeah, dude.
It's a hive mind.
It's weird.
The internet is not representative of real life. I feel like that's been proven over and over again. We just have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
remember
like,
that.
If you ask Reddit, right? Worlds was a really great, one of the best, hardest Monster Hunter games ever.
Hardest, yeah. What a joke.
It was super hard game. If you ask Reddit, Sunbreak is the single best end game ever made and some of the hardest end game in Monster Hunter.
I actually agree with that.
If you ask Reddit, Wild sucked so bad and that they should have never released it in the state that it came out at, and that it's super easy and like a child could play through it.
Yeah,
I don't think any of these things are true, other than Sunbreak being a good end game.
100%.
Worlds was easy. I promise you, Worlds was easy.
Yeah,
it's
just your first Monster Hunter game is hard. That's just how Monster Hunter works.
Your first Monster Hunter game's hard.
Yeah,
if you play any other Monster Hunter game, it's gonna be easy.
I mean, Wilds was hard for me.
Yeah,
it was my first Monster Hunter game, and if I look online, I get told that I'm brain dead because it's like the easiest game ever made.
Yeah, so, I think people forget that their second Monster Hunter game is the easiest Monster Hunter game you're gonna.
No, I mean it's the same problem Dark Souls 2 had.
Through Rise.
Like everybody went from Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2, and suddenly like it was way easier because you know how to play a Dark Souls game now.
Yeah,
like any of the friction I'm encountering in Rise is because I'm learning a new weapon,
right?
Not that like the game's hard.
But I do try to pick up a new weapon when I go play a new Monster Hunter game, so that I do experience some of that.
Yeah, like. I dare people who think Wilds is easy, go through, replay it with a new weapon that you've never played before.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy anymore because all of a sudden, like
new mechanics, new game.
New mechanics, new game. I think people are just I think it's just the internet's dumb.
Yeah.
Reddit's dumb.
No, I will say Wilds was missing it isn't anymore, they fixed it, but at launch it was missing a difficult end game. Like the very highest level of difficulty was not high enough in Wilds, and they've, in my opinion, completely fixed that. So,
I think people complain that like the wound system made Wilds worse or whatever.
Yeah, well,
I don't think so. I think it just changed how games work, how some weapons functioned, and made them a little better quality of life wise, especially the focus system.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag because it does make the hunt easier, but it also is really fun and cool. So.
Yeah, it makes a lot of the weapons that were like big on just being positioning more accessible. Like greatsword's more accessible and more interesting than it was before.
Yeah,
it's just gatekeepers, man. Gatekeepers yelling and complaining. Yeah,
just yelling and complaining.
So what about you, Evan?
So I have a couple, but I'm only going to talk about one today. I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza.
So, excellent.
On my trip to the UK, I have a little, like, I think 7-year-old cousin. I think he's 7.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, introducing the game to him, kind of like seeing it through his eyes, maybe like revitalized my desire to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was so pure, right? Like he has some experience in video games, but he's mostly like a Roblox kid, like most kids his age. But he picked up Donkey Kong. He was starting to learn the mechanics. When we rescued Pauline, he called her Bananza. He's like, it's Donkey Kong and Bananza, right? And I was just like, yeah, that's right.
Sure.
So, yeah, she was Bananza for the duration of his playthrough. And It was cool seeing him like get used to the 3D platformer mechanics. He's never really played a game like that before, so it took him a little bit. But once he got like more comfortable with it, you could see him like be more confident in like his movement and like how things worked. And it's just so interesting seeing things from the mind of like a kid like that. Right?
It is, yeah.
Because like he was playing on my file for a bit, and he spent legitimately like 2 hours. Right, like I think in Feast Layer. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like this giant like sphinx or something. He was like, I'm going to build a house in that sphinx. And he spent like 2 hours like just mining, like building makeshift stairs just by like punching them out, like rooms,
the
like
kids yearn for the
stories to his
mines.
house. And he was just like, this is the coolest house ever. Like, I just want to keep doing this. And it was just like, you know what? Go for it, you know? Like, and it was just cool seeing that, right? Because like I never would have played the game like that. But like he was having the time of his life just building a little base in this mountain and like living in it.
That's very cute.
Yeah. So that was fun introducing him to Donkey Kong Bonanza. But then when I got back, I was just like, all right, I'm going to beat this game. And I did.
Nice.
And it was cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool. I love King K. Rool. I think King K. Rool is an awesome villain. I've always been a big fan of King K. Rool. I will say,
did I oversell
I think
it?
the ending was a little overhyped. People were talking about it online. It was just like, it was very, very good. But like, it wasn't that good.
I
right?
really like the elevator segment, like where you're.
It was cool. It
like
was very cool.
where the song is playing, like the metal rendition
Yeah.
of I don't know what the song's called, but
it was good. But like, I almost wish like King K. Rool was present for more of the game. Like he was instantly a much better villain than all the Void Kong, all the Kong, corporate Kong, whatever.
I 100% agree
was in
with
the
you.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so King K. Rool was great. It was great seeing the Kremlins too. Like the crocodile villains were in the game too.
Yeah.
It almost felt like it just became almost a new game.
Yeah.
Like in the last
A better
10%
game.
of it. Yeah. Which felt really cool, and I really enjoyed the ending. And I actually did play a little past the ending into the post game a little bit as well. And I enjoyed it. I know you're not a big fan of the transformations or whatever, and the post game is like
entirely
solely
focused on them.
on those. Oh, by the way, before we get into that, coolest part of the ending was New Donk City.
Yeah,
like, that
very
was,
cool. Yeah,
and I almost wish we could do more there. Like, why can't we explore New Donk City at the end? Like, that would have been a fantastic. Even if there's nothing there, just like fantastic sandbox.
I think it just would have been really hard
Like
to make
that-
the buildings destructible.
Right? Yeah. Like, yeah, that would have been weird.
Yeah,
but like that was so cool. Like, and I don't know if there was like explicit confirmation before that point, but like it's absolutely a prequel to Mario Odyssey now, right? Like we knew that from Pauline like being there, right? But like I think seeing New Donk City like really kind of
I think you're getting into the
solidified it
weeds.
more for me.
I don't know. I don't think I'm not convinced.
They probably don't care.
Yeah,
about
I
that
really
kind of
don't
stuff,
think they
but-
were thinking about it.
But like it is cool like seeing New Donk City again in that way. I was just like, this is sick. This is so cool. And it was great having like a basically like King K. Rool did not go down easy. You had to beat that guy.
Yeah, no,
like,
that was
3
actually
times.
a tough boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was hard. Yeah, he was not an
It was
easy
not
boss either.
It was not a first try fight for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I appreciated all of that. But yeah, so after I finished the game, just been kind of running around collecting bananas. Doing the post game, I did like the Kong and the zebra challenges already.
Those are the ones I've done, I think. No, maybe.
Yeah, and
I don't know if I did the zebra one. I've done the bird one.
the bird one, yeah. So that's the one I'm on right now. I think you need a total of 600 bananas to be eligible for all the rehearsals.
Yeah, and I do not have that many.
Which
I have
I actually do have that, so I could finish up the post game if I wanted to. I was curious, so I looked it up. There's nothing like on the level of like Mario Odyssey's post game, right? There's not like a new level or anything after you do all the rehearsals, which is a little disappointing. But I do like the rehearsals, right? As someone who does like the Kong or like the Bananza transformations, it is a cool kind of like mastery of each one of the transformations.
I just
each
have
of those rehearsals.
I have double beef with the rehearsals, which is that like one, it's just the transformations that I don't like. But even beyond that, I really am not a fan of like the end game of a game like this being a bunch of platforms floating in space. Like
Yeah, but it almost seems like inevitable for like a game like this, right? Like a Mario Odyssey type kind of 3D platformer,
Put
to
a
where the end
little
game is that,
a
right?
little
I don't
aesthetic
know.
effort in. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think the music was cool, right? Like they kind of remixed the Bonanza themes for each of the.
did not
Oh,
notice.
you don't like the music?
I
Right?
just
Yeah. So
literally didn't notice. I don't even know if
yeah,
I had the music on. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I think the music's pretty strong in Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it out. Right? Like,
yeah,
I'm not really compelled to do it. I am glad I beat the game. Like,
yeah. I'm
it
glad
was
you beat
very
it too.
cool
Yeah.
fighting King K. Rool, and dude, I love King K. Rool. I want to see him in more games.
I actually sat down and
Because I
played
think
it
the
the other
last
day
time we
too.
saw him was the last time we saw him Donkey Kong 64. Was he in any of the other Donkey Kongs, like the 2D ones?
I don't know. Surely he's in Donkey
Yeah.
Kong Country Returns.
I don't know. I would have to double check that, but
Yeah, I don't know. He's not in Tropical Freeze though. At least not
yeah.
in a main role. And obviously he's in Ultimate, but
Yeah. And I almost wonder, like, him being an Ultimate probably helped his case for being in this game because he kind of was brought back into the
yeah, it was just really
in
weird
a more
that
public
he's.
setting.
Yeah, I agree 100% that he's a more compelling villain than Void Kong. Void Kong is like every moment he's on screen is like
Yeah, it's just,
Snorefest.
like I want him to be not here on screen.
Yeah, I actually played a little bit of this game too. This past week, I was gonna like chomp through the end game to see what was there, but I just man, there's a lot of bananas that are just dig a hole and there's a banana there,
Yeah,
which is
and like, if
fine
there was a way,
if you do it along the way, but going back and doing all
I
those
think
at
if
once
there
is
was
horrible.
a way to like in the post game to unlock all the banana locations, I think that would be helpful.
You can,
right? Like,
I think
'cause
you buy it with
you can
gold.
buy them.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you
okay,
can buy
yeah.
them one at a time,
Yeah.
right? Which is a lot and costs a lot of gold. But especially for the ones that are just kind of like buried underground or something, it'd be
Yeah.
great if even if it was just for those, you could be like, okay, I'm buying all the.
I wish
the
I could
maps
just
for these.
yeah, I wish I could just have them because they're not fun to get.
Well, I mean, like, and again, seeing this through my cousin's eyes, kind of.
You're right. Yeah.
It made me realize that Nintendo's a very smart company, right? Like, whenever they put out a game, it almost seems like they're perfectly in tune with what the kids want
Yeah.
at the time, right? Like, and I saw that my cousin having the time of his life just punch rocks, and I was just like, Nintendo gets something at a fundamental level that I do not about the youth, you know?
It just pains me because
And there
there
is
was
something to be said about that.
There's so much that I liked about the game, and it feels like they probably could have given me a little more of that.
Yeah, but it's a stark reminder that Nintendo's target audience, despite what
I know,
everyone might
yeah.
say, is not you and me. It's people like my cousin. But and for him, like,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that like the destructible terrain was everything to him.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
made this game to him. And I was just like, that's so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because like I think the destructible terrain is cool.
It's neat.
But like what I find most interesting is like the mechanics, like the movement mechanics in Bonanza.
They're
Fantastic.
so good. Yeah.
Some of the best in any 3D platformer. But you know, like to the dichotomy of like that being there, but also like you can just kind of punch a base into a rock
Yeah.
if you want. You know, like it kind of opened my eyes to that. Like Nintendo's just very savvy about appealing to kids.
Did you let him try the little like 3D modeling studio in it? The sculptor?
No, I forgot they added that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't buy the DLC either. I don't know. Like it's weird. Like I know like the opinion on it is like it's very mid, but apparently the people who like really dig into it say it's actually very good.
Video
so I
game
don't really
Donkey,
know what's about that.
His exact words were like, "This is the game." Like he believed that the story and everything leading up to it, that was what they had to do to
That's crazy,
to sell
dude.
it, and then the DLC
Yeah, I
is
mean,
the
like,
actual game. He
That-
liked it that
That's
much.
the weird thing. I see people like the true believers in the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC like really believe it's fantastic, and it like makes me wonder if there is something there that a lot of people just aren't getting to because they don't play it.
Well, the problem,
But I don't know.
This is like I don't want to turn this into too big of a tangent because we're already an hour and a half into this episode. But the problem for me with the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC is that I bought and played the game and have no way of knowing whether or not I would like the DLC because it is so different from
It's
the
just
game.
different,
It's a
yeah.
whole different game mode, like that I can't even
Yeah.
get a taste of without spending what $20.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the price. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but like I do think it's interesting that it has this kind of cult
Yeah,
like following.
people definitely like it. Yeah, the people.
But yeah,
like
like I just wanted to bring up like yes, I beat the game, but like I'm more so wanted to bring it up because like seeing my cousin play it like made me see the game through different eyes, and I thought that was an interesting perspective to explore.
it is. Yeah, I remember playing Odyssey with my ex-girlfriend's niece and nephew, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool seeing them play it, seeing them get scared for the bosses. Just something that doesn't
Right,
happen
yeah.
to me anymore. You know.
Yeah, kind of see that childlike wonder again. Maybe feel it a little bit.
Exactly.
How you used to feel back in the day. Yeah.
I have to give them a pep talk, like they try to hand you the controller at the boss fight.
Right,
and
right.
Nobody. You got
No,
to.
I had to do a lot of that
try.
too. I was just like, you've learned so much, you can do this,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, and you did, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah, they beat it. Yeah, because it's a Mario game. It's not that
Right,
hard.
yeah. Yeah, but like these things are like very important to them,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like to accomplish it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, it's good to force them to do it because they can do it.
Yeah.
It's not very hard.
right, yeah. So yeah, finally finished the story of Donkey Kong and Bananza.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he actually found out like before I left that her name was Pauline, and his mind was like blown. She's like, Pauline, really? I thought it was Bananza. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me for today.
I'll try to be quick about my last one, but I also got Void Stranger for Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this game has a lot in common, I think, with Blueprints to me. Like,
See, we talked about this on the Discord a little bit, right?
yeah.
I bounced off Void Stranger way faster than Blueprints. Like I just do not. Well,
I mean, did you
I'll
get
let
to any
go
of the
first.
stuff,
Yeah.
like the sauce?
No, I didn't get to.
Yeah.
I did like maybe 20 or 30 rooms of puzzles, and I was just like, I'm done with this. And I looked up literally everything
no.
online,
See-
and I was just like, this is the coolest rabbit hole
Yeah.
ever.
It is.
Yeah.
I know some of it, but I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but this game has. It is essentially just a Takabon game at a glance. It is like a tile puzzle game, and that is not my favorite genre in the world, but I do find it satisfying in a way that I never found anything in Blueprint satisfying, and that alone is like enough. Like I have the energy to continue to grind through this. I'm over 200 rooms in, 200 puzzles in.
Okay, you're significantly in, yeah.
I think I'm over 200. I know I'm over 150. I think I'm over 200. They're getting to the point that it's taking me many minutes to solve some of them, like up to 10 minutes to solve a room.
See, like
I've seen hints of like bigger stuff. Like I've tried to enter solutions to some of the bigger puzzles and I've gotten it wrong. And so far there seems to be no way to move backwards. So like I can't go back to the room I got it wrong in, as far as I know. I'm sure.
I'm just gonna nod my head like this.
I think I eventually.
I know all the answers.
Like
yeah.
I think if I remember right, I eventually have to beat this like a roguelike. Like I have to beat it without running out of lives, which sounds extremely difficult, but I assume I'm going to find tools that are going to make that easier. And among other things, I found some weird behavior that like makes the game crash that I don't know how to use to my advantage yet. Also, this game loves turning itself off and making you turn it back on. It does that constantly, which is weird.
Yeah, it is a very weird game.
Yeah.
Like it is a pretty singular game too. Like a game like Blueprints.
Yeah.
But I would argue that the secrets in Void Stranger, they might even go deeper than Blueprints, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to dig deeper, and I'm glad that like the base Takabon puzzle is like not mind numbing to me like Blueprints was. I actually like I think I know enough that it would be worth trying. Like I think I have an idea of how to go backwards, but I don't want to do it because I think there's only like 250 floors. Like
Have you got any lore yet?
Yeah, I mean, I know
Like
that
cutscenes?
there's a prince. I know that I'm Lady Grey, who used to be Grey the Destroyer. I know that there's like a princess that I was like.
So you saw the cutscenes with them.
The Handmaiden too. She's getting
Yeah.
engaged. I don't know anything other than that. I know
Okay,
she was
yeah.
betrothed, and I suspect that something bad is going to happen, and that is why Lady Grey is going into an oddly square hole in the ground that contains
Yeah,
Takabon puzzles.
Yeah, right. Dude, you are still at the very beginning of this game.
I'm only
which
like
is
5 or
crazy,
6
right?
hours in. I'm actually not that deep. Like,
Right, but like 5 or 6, I feel like 5 or 6 hours for a game like this. I don't know, like the puzzles just really wore on me. I was just like, this is not.
That's how.
Like
that's
I can solve them, but it's not fun to me. And I was just like,
that is where Blueprints got with me. I hated the roguelike mechanic implementation in it. Whereas the Takabon puzzles to me, mostly I was solving them very quickly, and now it's like, okay, I'll pick one up, I'll solve one, I'll put it down, and I'm like not losing anything to that, because so far there hasn't been anything like in Blueprints where like I need to keep a bunch of stuff in my brain at the same time. There have been a few things that I've felt the need to take pictures of, but and I have an idea of what to do with them, but
this is not a spoiler, by the way, but one thing I remember about the progression of Void Stranger versus Blueprints, like you said, Blueprints, you have to remember so many things simultaneously.
Yeah.
Void Stranger, it's only a couple things, and then like once you get past something, it goes directly to another thing. Right.
That's
so
kind
it's
of
more of like a linear
yeah.
progression through the game rather than like the maze that is Blueprints.
Yeah. I really like the game. I at one point knew a lot about it. I watched an Eye Patch Wolf video, Super Eye Patch Wolf.
He covers he covers almost everything. Yeah.
I did not watch the whole video, and I have forgotten a significant amount of what I watched. That was why I wanted to play the game right after that video, but I waited almost. I think I watched that video while we were in Italy.
So it's oh really?
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I had a similar progression, right? So I watched Super Eye Patch Wolf for like 10 minutes. I was just like, shut it off. I want to play this game. Played the game for a couple hours. I was just like, all right, it's not really my kind of game. So then I watched the full Eye Patch Wolf video, and I watched Sea Dog VA's like full playthrough as well. And I was just like, all right, if you can get past the puzzles in this game, like if the puzzles don't bother you and like you enjoy solving them, This is straight up just one of the best games.
That's
ever
what
made. It's so good.
But
yeah, the puzzles really turn me off.
That is the vibe I'm getting, because I can tell that I'm just barely scraping the surface of this game. I can feel like I've already found one thing, and they straight up like, this is something games like this never do. But there's like a specific like you get these crickets, and there's like a specific way that you can spin these crickets to like skip a floor, and the game just tells you that. The game just says, like, hey, do this once you get a certain like that. And it's like, oh, that changes everything now.
Yeah. And there are so many moments. And I feel kind of like a fraud talking about the game like this because
you haven't played it.
Like, but there are so many moments that like completely change your perception of what the game is, what is even possible within the game, right? Like mind-breaking moments, and I'm looking forward to seeing.
I've got a lot of game ahead of me. Yeah, I'm really into it so far. An immaculate Steam Deck game, so good.
I imagine.
Yeah, just in bed, clear a couple puzzles, get frustrated, go to sleep.
Yeah,
and some of these are like real brain busters. Like, especially like where I'm at now, there's like this annoying mechanic where I step on a tile and it makes a clone of me appear. And if that clone dies, I die. And I'm like, God, this sucks ass.
I will tell you though, the puzzles will get orders of magnitude more difficult from where you are right now.
God.
Orders of magnitude.
Do you am I right that there's only 250 floors?
You really want me to say?
No, probably not.
Okay. Yeah.
There's probably like 500.
It's, you know what's crazy is like it's difficult to answer that question in a straightforward way.
Yeah.
Like even if I answered it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those games.
It's one of those games. Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm curious if like one of the like memory segments has like turn-based combat. I wonder if that ever comes up again. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, I'm so glad this game exists. Right, like it's one of those games where like I'm like I said, I basically dropped it, but I'm so glad I watched like a playthrough of it.
Did you watch like a full playthrough? Like,
no. It was like a heavily edited playthrough of it
because like
that goes through the major moments.
I imagine the playthrough of this game's got to be like 80 hours. Like,
dude, even the heavily edited playthrough was like 3+ hours long. Right, like it was a huge video, but like once like you finally watch it and understand the scope of like how deep the rabbit hole goes in this game, it's wonderful. Like it's another one of those one of a kind indie games.
Yeah,
but it's like I would argue it's so niche, right? Like it's not going to get anywhere near the popularity of something like Blueprints, right? Like
no, I mean it's also harder. Like the base,
it's much harder, and it's just like a way more I guess, simplistic, right? The graphics are very simple.
Yeah.
It's very hard to dive in, but if it can get its hooks in you, you're gonna get like a one of a kind experience.
But like getting a win in Blueprints, like getting Room 42 or whatever, not that hard. Getting like this is actually like tough.
But yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like it's not a roguelite, right? It's a game, right?
Yeah,
like there's a beginning, middle, and end to this game, and you are at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Void Stranger. It is so niche. I don't think I know anybody that's played it. Other than
it's a I no idea this game existed until Super Eye Patch Wolf made a video on it.
Yeah, I regret
like,
ever.
Crap.
I wish I had just turned the video off the second he told me to play it. There are a few creators I do that with, like Jacob Geller. Like,
and I think he structured the video such that like there were many opportunities to jump off.
I jumped off.
I appreciate he did that
just after a massive bombshell. Like,
right. There's a lot of those.
Like
so even if you got
UI
spoiled,
bombshell, like the
okay, yeah, that's huge. That's one of the big moments in the game,
and that one's unforgettable. Yeah,
dude, you can't forget you saw that.
No,
you can't.
I've forgotten everything after that though.
Can you imagine playing the game normally and discovering that?
And I think I would have
like
too. Like
it's gonna be like a caveman discovering fire, dude.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most.
I like now like playing the game. I know that you can't take that back, but I like that room. Like, I think I would have tried it. Like, I think I would have seen that. Like, so yeah. And I'd apologize.
It is one of those moments where like
it
like if you naturally discover that is like one of the greatest like video game moments for you. I'm convinced of that. Yeah. Right. Like it has to be.
And I'm so upset that I've like forever deprived myself. But the other end of that is if I didn't know that was in the game, I would not have played it.
Right, exactly. It's a trade-off.
Yeah, because I don't like Takabon games very much. Like, I'm enjoying it enough, but like I wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah, and there's plenty more secrets in the game, so don't worry about that.
I can't imagine there's anything bigger than that. That'd be crazy. Although
that
Super Eye Patch Wolf did suggest that was you were still a baby, like you know nothing.
No, I think that is one of the biggest things in the game. I think another one is like one of the things at the very end.
Okay.
I think is almost as big as, if not as big as that.
Interesting.
So
okay.
All right. Yeah. Void Stranger, very unique game, but I think you should try it. And if it clicks with you, you're in for like an unforgettable experience.
It is like cheap.
That's like my stance on this game.
I got it for Christmas, but I think it was like $3 like on sale. It is.
It's also very cheap. Yeah.
Also, I think is it Finnish? The creators are Finnish? I forget. It is definitely not from a place you think of video games coming from.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember the exact country.
Yeah.
But wow, I'm glad you brought that up. Never thought we'd talk about that game on the show.
Oh, we'll be talking about it more someday. Well, I'll be doing a spoiler episode on it at some point, probably.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Not an episode, but games I've been playing.
I mean, could do an episode on it. You know.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
But all right, thank you all for listening. We are back for 2026.
The Year Game
Talk. You can follow us at Podcast Game Talk on the year. Hopefully, it's the Year Game Talk and not the year of many other more horrible things that it could be the year of.
Oh God,
it could be more than one thing.
Follow us at Podcast Game Talk on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Click the link in the description of this episode to join our Discord and talk to us there. And please like, rate, and review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast services you use. Thank you, Connor and Mike.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
These cold opens have gotten out of hand.
All right, let's get into it. We went from talking about our New Year's plans to our bowel movements. Love it.
It's really old.
God, do you still have the clip of Mike shitting his pants into the microphone at my place?
Oh yeah, that's in the episode, dude.
Yeah, but if you throw that in somewhere,
it's in the episode.
Well, I'm not going to throw it in, but I'm going to have Mike recreate it right now.
No, I don't got anything in the tank. I don't know what you mean. I'm empty.